Alright guys, today we're going to show you a little video of our eggs hatched here. We had 15 eggs under our broody Buff Orpington hen, and 13 of them hatched about 4 days ago, and we ended up with 2 extras, and we were kind of worried about them. The mom was kind of busy with the other chicks and wasn't sitting on them, so we brought them inside. I didn't have an incubator, but I had a heat lamp, and so we went ahead and put them under the heat lamp, and within the first 12 hours of being inside, this first one broke through the eggshell. But unfortunately, with this setup and the environment, you don't really have control of the humidity, and it never really progressed any further after this for probably over 12 hours. I waited, and it just had no progress. So the first thing that I did was I tried to chip away some of the eggshell, the hard eggshell on the outside, and just work my way around the egg, doing that first, just to see if it could naturally go ahead and finish the hatch itself, just getting through the membrane on the inside. And you can see here that I just kind of started chipping away at it, but unfortunately it didn't seem to help anything. I think the lack of humidity really caused the inner membrane to dry up and kind of shrink around the chick, and really prevented it from being able to get out. So eventually I work away the eggshell all the way around, leave it for a while, try to get it to hatch itself, and then after I've exhausted all of that, then I start working away the membrane, slowly but surely trying to get it to hatch itself that way. And eventually I just kind of realized that it's just not working, and I just have to go ahead and take the whole eggshell off. And so I work away all the eggshell first, and then what I do for the membrane on the inside is I take a damp rag or a paper towel, and I just kind of dap it onto the membrane after I've taken all the eggshell off, and that just helps with the membrane not sticking to the chick, because when it dried up like that, it just kind of gets stuck to the chicks in some places, and you don't want to put any unnecessary stress on them and pull their hairs out and all that. And so you can see here that even after I'd gotten it all out of the eggshell and out of the membrane, it was still kind of shell shocked. and then it had a little bit stuck to its back there still, but I was able to get that off after I just wet it down a little bit, pulled right off, and this chick just took right off and is doing just fine. And I went ahead and left it in there for the next egg. I didn't think this second one was going to hatch because we're a good 5 days or so after the initial hatching. But then you can see here it's starting to break through the eggshell. And at this point you can hear the peeping and you can feel it moving. And so it was pretty exciting, really, because I just didn't imagine that these eggs would hatch this far apart. And you'll see eventually that these two chicks are completely different colors, which was interesting because I figured this would be part of the eggs that the hen laid after she went broody. It would be some of the last eggs, but at least one of these is one of the eggs that we put under her, and so that means that this egg just literally waited 26 days to hatch. So I don't know what that really means, but you can see here it's finally made a hole, and that's the only hole in the eggshell that it ever makes before it hatches, which I thought was pretty interesting, because usually I see them eat away in a circle around the whole eggshell, but this one just seemingly was pipping along on the inside, working its way through the membrane, and then hatching right out all at once. And here it comes. You can see it's kind of starting to crack a little bit, and it just, it goes in minutes, maybe. It's really just instantaneous. There you go, there's the cracking a little bit, and then it just burst out. And in order to combat the issue that we were initially having with the first chick, I actually took a little humidifier and put it in the room where I have this, and so that might have helped. I really don't know, but I figured it couldn't hurt, so I added the humidifier to the room for this. Once I realized this second egg was pipping and was gonna potentially hatch, and so that might have helped with this being a natural hatching. And you can see the egg stuck to it for a little bit, but everything dried up good. The chicks seem healthy and doing just fine. So out of 15 eggs, we ended up with 15 hatchings, and that's pretty incredible if you ask me. 100%. Unfortunately, I made a mistake and I left the chicken coop open, and it was in the 40s all day that day, and one of the chicks from the first batch fell out, and I just didn't catch it in time, and it ended up I'm assuming getting too cold and dying. So we did lose one chick. We're down to 14, but still that's more than I would have ever expected. And it just goes to show you that I think hatching under a broody hen is really the way to go. And it's just, sit it and forget it, really. And then once you get to your hatch days, you just kind of monitor it like we were, and make sure that none of the eggs are kind of getting left behind or deciding when you need to intervene. But it worked out great for us, and our Buff Orpington's a great mom. So I think that's going to be about it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of stuff, and thanks for watching.